Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I would like to appreciate Pastor Oju. Thank you so much for extending the invite to me. You see, when he extended the invitation to me, I shared it with two of my colleagues because I'm the camera shy person. I really try to avoid, events and all of that. But they said, no, you must go. And there was something that struck me. They said, you don't know about the platform event. They said, oh boy, you don't blow. For you to have been discovered by Pastor Koju, you don't blow. So, I'm not a pastor, but I'm a believer. For everyone here today, the type of idea that will make you blow, and Pastor Koju will discover you. May God grant unto you in Jesus' name. Thank you. My name is John Alamu, and I've been through a lot. And I'm here to tell you about what I've been through. Firstly, I'm from Ibadan. Yes. And I had my degree from the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Studied statistics. Very romantic and bougie course. But my grade was not bougie. I finished with a third class. And there is a level to third class. There are some people who say, oh, I missed first class by 0.001. But me, I made third class by 0.0001. Well, because today I don't want to discourage the young people, I didn't stop at third class certification first degree. Of course, I did my master. So today I have a master's degree. I was privileged to have my NYSC at the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, Ibadan, where I discovered two problems as an M&E person. These problems I call today opportunities, and they were the bedrock of the group we've built today. The first problem, farmers have challenges with access to finance, and two, they have challenges with access to markets. So, I spent about 5 years in IIT, and I must throw a note of caution. I finished school 20 years. When your parents are civil servants, especially when you have a mother that is a teacher, you know the kind of upgrade. They keep making you jump. So, I started my own entrepreneurial journey about 22 years. So, I don't know if I'm worthy to even be before you today, because some of you are quite older than me. I'm 33 years. Well, saying that is at my own risk, because some of you that use sir for me no longer use sir. But then I've intentionally said that because I want to make a statement. You are not too young to start that idea. You're not too young. And it is never too late. There's a Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Oh, there's a Chinese clapping here. But the second best time to plant that tree is now. So, I left ITA because of these two challenges. I wasn't too comfortable, with this fire burning in me. And I had 100,000 naira. I started with microloans for 10 women. I gave them 10,000 naira each, formed them into group. And then I started John Vent Consulting. I was just looking for company name, and then I had many ideas in my head. So John Vent is John Ventures. I had many ventures, so I just named it John Vent. And you see, today, I will tell you for a fact that for some of you that are here, especially working professionals who have ideas in your head, and you are thinking, do you want to quit? Should I quit my paid job, to start my idea? Oh boy, if you try it, you will suffer. I tried it, and I collect water. Starting John Vent and Credit Assist was not easy. It was not easy. When I started John Vent, I started training farmers and all of that. I remember the time when I tried to lease a farmland, 20 acres, and I leased it from, a local community head, which in Yoruba is called Baale. That's the biggest guarantee you would ever have if you try to, lease a farmland. But as the tractors were working on the farmland, people came and then, asked them to stop working. And guess what? The land never belonged to the Bale. Apparently, that land belonged to one of his chiefs, who was very powerful than him. So we were invited to the palace to come and settle. And as we were all seated, policemen came and packed all of us. Both Bale and me, chiefs. The chief was that powerful. And for the first time, I was locked in a cell with my farm manager. And eventually, when matters got settled, you have to bail yourself. I didn't have the money to bail myself. I collect water. You see, having an idea is good. Everybody here has ideas. Idea is not the problem we have in Nigeria. Number one issue we have is resilience. In that cell, I had just two decisions to make. Either I leave the cell and then I stop that entrepreneurial journey, or I go out and I become stronger. Well, it was my parent that came to bail me. My mom came to the cell, saw his son. You know what that type of feeling is. But then I left, and to the glory of God, today, that credit assist business has become a global business. We are currently in 5 countries offering financial services, micro-lending. Today in the financial services group, there is the asset management business, there's the investment bank, there's the tech. But today I will not talk about tech because everybody wants to do tech. I will focus on the one that is not attractive, which is John Vent's group. You see, I will continue that story. After I was released, I met the chief, and he told me, guy, you look very young. You don't look like someone that wants to steal my land. What are you trying to do? And then I sold my dream to him. And then he said, you know what? I will give you that land, and I will give you 200 acres more for free. If you are resilient enough you will find destiny helpers. But you see, my own generation, some of you belong to my generation, we don't honor our destiny helpers. We put our phone on D&D so that our destiny helpers will not stress us. You have to honor your destiny helpers. In my journey, I have had a lot of destiny helpers. Your staff are your destiny helpers. You cannot make yourself a billionaire. Only your staff can make you a billionaire. So the first lesson is drawing inspiration from that chief that put me in the cell. It was my first benefactor. What are ideas? Ideas are living entities. They are energetic beings, always looking for human beings to partner with. But you see, if you do not respond to them quickly, they leave you and find someone else. Have you ever found yourself in this situation where you have this idea living free in your head, and then you are writing business plan, analysis paralysis, and weeks after, you find that someone else has built that idea? That feeling is the most instructive feeling. It humbles you. You see, that idea was not stolen from you. That idea simply moved to the person who was ready for it. Ideas are not loyal. They are not. They are looking for people who can execute. You see, we have all tried to improve skills on business writings, thereby delaying idea executions. As God would have it, today there's ChatGPT. That business plan can be written in 5 minutes. So, the winners of tomorrow are not those who know how to write business plan, because machines can do it. The winners of tomorrow are those that can execute. Execute. Now, I was trading, off-taking products from farmers, buying cassava, buying maize, doing all of that. And I was selling, to the feed mills and doing all of that. And in the course of my hustle in the financial service side, I was privileged to meet the Odua cooperative conglomerate. And then when I went to pitch some of our loan products to them, during one of the dinners, the president told me that, John, we have a factory that we have been trying to get an investor into. You see, I have never done manufacturing in my life. I am not the best from the university. In fact, what did you study? Statistics. What have you got to do with manufacturing? The journey to industrialization for us started at that dinner. What do you use your dinners for? Do you press phone? Are you looking for fine babes? Please, when you are privileged to attend those type of social dinners, it can be the only opportunity you have. So, the president told me they were looking for an investor, and I said, oh, let me see the factory. And then they took me there, and it was massive, very, very massive. And I looked at him. I said, sir, I am interested. You see, the man looked at me. He said, this factory was leased by Alamu. Who are you? You are too small. And for those of you that are not from Lagos, that know about cocoa, they say cocoa is not a trade for young people. It's a trade for old people. And I told him, I said, Baba, I am interested. He said, this is billions. Where will you find money? I said, Baba, you are the one that would help me. I don't have the money. You are the one that will help me. You see, it is called audacity. Audacity. There are some audacity that will put you in trouble. Like if you're in front of a policeman and then... But when it comes to implementing ideas, you need to be audacious. And with God on our side, the Baba agreed to split the payment terms for me. And then I went to raise money, family, friends, and all of that. You see, today, we do not only run that factory, we run 10 plants in Nigeria. I didn't know anything about cocoa processing. Today, in Nigeria, we are the largest cocoa processor in Nigeria. But the platform event is not a stage to come and show yourself. What is the lesson from there? We have not expanded this far because of me. I am the founder, but I am not the right CEO. There's a difference between a founder and a CEO. Some people are brilliant enough to be both founder and CEO. But the wisdom in executing ideas is knowing what you do not know. You see, I'm a very generous person. The first speaker, I'm the typical example of an employee that would like to give staff my kidney, my liver. But you see, that is not what it takes to run a business. I know what I do not know. So, one of the reasons why we've been able to expand this far is because we have invested in strong management team. Not all of you can be entrepreneurs. So don't be overmotivated. There are some people that are made to build businesses. There are people that are made to run businesses. Some of us here, we will do better as working professionals because to run business, no be moi moi. So, know your core competence. Are you a founder or are you a CEO? Or are you both? I would like to talk about founder's instinct. There is an instinct in all of you that gives you strong faith and belief about your idea that no one else has. You can imagine sharing your intent with your friend and then they say, are you crazy? But you are very, very, very convinced. That conviction is called founder's instinct. Nurture it. The worst that can happen is what? You fail. That's the worst that can happen. Founder's instinct is one of the greatest tools that founders have. And it has worked for me. It worked for me in choice of recruitment, in choice of starting a business. There are some staff that will come to an interview and with just one question, I know this is the person. And then every other person will be asking, KPMG level kind of questions. And I'll just be like, this is the person we are hiring. You're just wasting your time. Founder's instinct. There is, this one I have to be careful. In Nigeria, we call it work-life balance. You see, I'll be very, very dishonest if I tell you there is anything like that in entrepreneurship. There is no work-life balance. If you want to balance life with work, You are not a founder. You are a what? You're a CEO. No meetings on Friday, no meetings on Saturday. There's nothing like that. It requires so much hard work, so much effort in building. So much. So much. And you know what? As you are trying to build, there are few things that will not make life balance with work. Number one is the environment. In Nigeria today, it is not easy to be a young entrepreneur. Young entrepreneurs in the West, they have what they call Silicon Valley type of funding. In Africa, Omo, you go find that money yourself. Oh. Nobody will give you that money. Staff will humble you. When I was still at the building stage, I remember that one of our branch managers gave out a loan to a footballer. Upcoming, no, not Osimhen, upcoming. And they collected the collateral from that person, a car collateral. And to cut a long story short, they misplaced that collateral. And the guy went to the police station and they wanted to arrest the staff, the accountant, because the staff jackpot. And I came from the field because I was doing multiple jobs. Remember I told you one of the biggest regrets was leaving a paid job to, you should run both concurrently until one stabilized. So I came back and I was arrested. And I was locked in the cell again. In fact, this was Yagokun, and if you've been to Yagokun before, I mean, the first cell was better. This one, as I was entering, the boys in the cell were like, see your stomach. Oh boy, we go beat you. I was in that cell because of the action of my staff. And you know what? We had a lawyer who just finished from school, from law school. He's still our lawyer today, but he used me for... I hope he's listening. So normally he was supposed to, talk to police and then let them release me on bail. But he was, by law, I sleep that place. I sleep that place. So your lawyers will frustrate you. Your staff will frustrate you. But nonetheless, they are still your greatest asset. That lawyer that made sure I slept, that lawyer that made sure, innocently that I slept in the cell, today is our company secretary. It's our company secretary. He will never let anyone sleep in the cell again. Today we have over 3,000 staff, but he has also learned on the job. There was something that I enjoyed doing. I enjoyed poaching staff. One of the things that has made us grow was the ability to poach staff. But it is sweet when you do it to others. But when they do it to you, you know what it feels like. So, the lesson I've learned from that is that build people from ground up. Build people from ground up. Protect your ideas. Protect it. Remember the story of that popular social media giant. I will not say the name so that I will not sleep cell again. Protect your idea. You see, there are wolves out there. The wolves can be sitting on your board. The wolves can be sitting as your PA. The wolves can be sitting as your most trusted staff. You have a responsibility to protect your idea. Power is shifting from the West to Asia. I mean, before we used to do made in America, made in this, made in that. But the most popular influencers today are advertising cars from China. So the question is, what are Chinese doing differently? I think there's a whole lot of lesson to get from that. Chinese people are very efficient. They don't focus on paparazzi. They focus on the job. In Lagos, there is too much paparazzi. Too much. We focus on being polished than being quality. It's not just in Lagos, because our businesses are everywhere. You see, I've tried to show a video, so I don't talk about it. So believe me when I tell you that for Africa to be the next frontier, we need to understand what Asia is doing and then do what? Do better. So if you're an 8 to 5 person, you cannot be the new frontier. If you are not self-aware, you cannot be the new frontier. Chinese and Asians are accountable. If you are not accountable, forget it. You cannot be the next frontier. Now, you need to ask yourself some difficult questions when it comes to idea execution. Do you have a founder market fit? This idea, what does competition say about it? Is it an idea that someone else is doing? You see, in the past, I used to like to innovate, but now, I don't innovate anymore. I will listen to what Tose and another will say today, and everything he says, I will do what? I will copy it. I will copy. Sometimes you need to know what you don't know. But to test your idea, you need to test what competition is saying about it. If there's nobody doing it, be careful. If there are people that are doing it, what are they doing better? I would like to wrap up. You see, I try to leave what I had written. You can be the most intelligent. You can have the best idea. You can be the best executioner. But I'll tell you this, like I said, because I'm not a pastor, I'm not here to preach for Pastor Kodru. But what I can tell you for free is that without God, your ideas will never work. I'm a Christian. I'm not from the part of the world where they don't believe in God. Most importantly, you need to put God first. Well, I don't want to be a talkative. Thank you very much.
Let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping. That was extremely enriching. All right, just a quick reminder, let's keep the conversation going on online. Please share your learnings. The hashtag again is the platform ideas.